Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to the Prezi workshop. I encourage you to have your own computer and work on it whilst I'm actually giving you this workshop on Prezi. What I'll do today will take thereabouts 45 minutes to an hour, maybe a little bit longer, because as I'm going to bring you through step by step on how to create your own Prezi, you can investigate and you can, explore how to make your own little stuff. Right? So this will be a very hands-on one. I have no issue if you're working on your own stuff whilst I'm explaining to you. Feel free to explore. The idea is to explore. Now, a few things about Prezi. Prezi can only be accessed or created on the web. That means you must have cloud access, or otherwise known as internet access. You must have a live internet access in order to create your Prezi. There are some circumstances whereby you can create your own Prezi without access to the internet, but they are not free. You have to pay. So I assume everyone here is a freeloader like me. We love free stuff. We try not to pay. We make as much free stuff as possible. Is that true? Is my understanding true, or would you prefer to pay? Anyone wants to pay, raise their hands. Then this class is not for you. Nobody raised their hands, only myself. Okay, good. We love free stuff. Now, what I'm going to teach you is as much free stuff as possible. But Prezi has two faces to it. There's the free stuff and there's the paid stuff. All right? I'll show you a little bit about what the paid stuff entails, what its advantages are, and where you probably should go for the paid stuff. Right? But for us educators, go for the free stuff. It's easier, it's cheaper. But there are pros and cons to that. Now, to start off with, this is a quick Prezi that I created in 5 minutes. All right? There are just only a few slides here. I took a photo of Stockholm, which was where I was hiding away from Prof. Peter in the last 2 weeks. So if you notice that you didn't see my shadow, nor you could smell me in the last week, that's where I was hiding, somewhere up there, far up north, Baltic Sea, and those were one of the photographs that I took. And yes, you can take your own photographs and create it into your own Prezi. And what happens to that? Right? You can create Prezis. The link to this Prezi, which is a public Prezi, is here. All right? Usually the Prezi URLs are very long, 20 to 30 characters long. I've managed to squeeze it into a short character. And I'll show this to you again, and you might want to copy all these links for your own references. So this particular Prezi link is tinyurl.com/pf5zyj5. Randomly created characters, nothing that I created myself. Okay? It's randomly created characters. Now, I've also got links to 3 Prezis or 3 introductions to Prezis, which I think will be very helpful to you. And they are on the top here. And again, if you don't have time to copy it down, I'll bring it back to you soon. These are the 3. How to create a great Prezi, that's the link. The next one, the how to create a great Prezi. They repeated Prezi twice there. Don't ask me why. That's the next link. And the last but not least, PowerPoint import. For those of us who are using Prezi, what do we usually use to present? We've got our PowerPoints, isn't it? We can import our PowerPoints and create it into a Prezi. So that's a shortcut. As a matter of fact, you can import PDFs and create it into your Prezi. You might want to sit over here because this one's occupied. Okay, so these are the 4 links that I want to introduce you to. My link is a particularly simple one because what I've done is I've just created a photograph, uploaded it in less than 30 seconds, and I created this Prezi. And has everyone completed writing down or jotting it down yet? Never mind, I'll come back to this soon. So I'm going to move on to the next slide. This is what a Prezi will do. In this photograph, I've hidden 2 extra slides. Do you know where they are? It's not easy to see, especially if you don't know where they are, but if you look carefully and when I zoom in, there they are. Can you see what I just did? I've hidden my slides within my slides. That's what a Prezi does. Prezi is not like PowerPoint. It uses a totally different interface where we call a ZUI, Z-U-I. And a ZUI is short form for Zooming User Interface. If you can get that into your mind and realize that in here, in Prezi, it uses a Zoom interface, then you would have understood Prezi and how it works. It uses a ZUI, a Zoom User Interface. So again, I'm going to go to the next slide. I've basically hidden my next slide here, and my next slide basically is exactly where I was, and I was facing this direction when I was taking the photograph, looking towards the Parliament of Sweden. All right, and this came from Apple Maps, just a quick snapshot of Apple Maps. So you can put in pictures, you can put in maps, you can put in videos, you can drop in PowerPoints, your PowerPoints, you can link it to YouTube videos, soundtrack, right? Anything, almost anything. But in order to run Prezi, what do you need? You need a live connection to the internet. Otherwise, it won't work. And that's very important. You must understand this particular requirement of Prezi because it's live to the cloud. So this is where I took the photo, and what I'm going to do next is basically tell you where the help files are. And this is pretty easy once you go and log into Prezi because the help files are here, prezi.com/support. What else do I need to tell you? How do we sign in? Well, we sign in using this particular link. Now, again, I will show you step by step, so you don't have to copy this all at once. And what else am I going to show you? How to get started with Prezi, okay? Which is basically in the support files as well. So everything you need to know is within, self-contained within Prezi. Okay? Now, you don't have to go to copy all this because I'm going to bring you through this step by step. Now, I'm going out from this, and basically what I did earlier was I just clicked this link. Notice that there's a link up here. I basically typed in a URL, and all these URLs are active URLs. So if you have created a Prezi, you can link a URL to it. When you click it, it will bring you to the next URL. And I've already opened the URLs here, right? These are all the URLs. And I'll bring you through this very, very soon. But the first step, obviously, is how do we sign into Prezi? Okay? Now, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to need to log myself out from here because I'm going to go into the login screen. This is the login screen that you will see when you type in prezi.com. So, are you all seeing this particular page? No? Have you logged in? Have you typed in prezi.com yet? You must type that. Now, once you reach that, you will see a login. Well, if you sign in, you will have to log in or sign up. So click sign up. Just click sign up. Right? Now, they have two versions for you. They have the public version, also known as free, or they have the pro version, preferred by businesses and professionals. Now, who would need to use this pro? If you are a company or you've got a company of your own and you need to put your logo on your presentations, right? So Prezi would allow you to put a logo on your presentations in one of the corners. How much does it cost? Well, quite a bit, $13.25 US per month, right? If you can afford that, go ahead, sign up. I'm not going to stop you because it is not coming up from my pocket, it's your pocket. But if you're like me, really stingy, you prefer free, do this one, the public license. Now, don't click public yet, because I want you to have a look here. Can you see this link? Explore EDU licenses, right? I want you to click that one, Explore EDU licenses, because you need to go to...
We are not getting that.
You don't have it?
No, our page is like this.
What does your page look like?
Like this, yeah.
Ah, can you scroll down a little bit more? Now, why are you having that page? There, you have student and teacher licenses. You do have. Yes, you have a link under public, under 0, that's a student and teacher licenses. You're all teachers. You know, different people are seeing different things. It's good that you inform me that you're not seeing the same thing. Now, if you click student or teacher licenses, have you clicked that yet? Right? You will see this particular page. Okay? You will have enjoy $0 per month or the $4.92 per month. Which are you going to click?
Zero.
Which are you going to click?
Zero.
I didn't hear the full, the whole room isn't responding to me.
Zero.
Sure? Yeah. Okay, click that 0 one because that's where you need to go. Now, I know some of us, or most of us, over a period of time, we will end up collecting many presentations. What do you do with those presentations? Once you've collected them and you think they are solid, you're not going to make any changes to it, you can download it and save it. So you can use the space in the cloud for new presentations that you're going to create. And that's what I do. Okay, that's what I do. Now, just to make you all really totally jealous, I have a free account and I have 1.5 gigabyte of space. Right? Just to make you all really jealous. Now, how do I do that? Because I was one of the first few people that jumped onto the Prezi bandwagon and I gave them lots and lots of feedback. So as they were developing Prezi, part of the feedback I gave was the interface, how to work with Prezi. I gave them new ideas on where to move through and where to move on to. So during that conversation, early conversation, overall they eventually gave me extra space. So that's how I ended up with a free account with 1.5 odd, gigabyte of space. So I do have a lot of space. I've using about 21%, and some of my presentations are rather large. So start off first. Use the biggest amount of account that you have. At the moment, it's 500. Okay? Don't get overly jealous. Work with them. Now, once you've signed up here, right, you can go sign up now. And let's click that. It should be asking you for an email address. And remember the email address. It's your IMU email address. And then it will give you an account on Prezi. Have you all done that? Have you all signed up? Have you all been given an account on Prezi, an educational account on Prezi? Yep. Just type in your email address and continue. Yes. No, but later on, it basically what it does is it gives you the email and it asks you for password, right? And a particular verification and so on. And then eventually, right, you'll get your own account.
So I'll go back to my MU.
Said yes. I believe that in your IMU email, it'll give you a link. So if you'd like to do that, it needs you to jump through one or two hoops first. Why? Because it wants to verify. Alternatively, if you find that a little bit too much of a problem because you don't have an active email account here or accessible, by the way, you can easily use your webmail to check your email here. Your other option is you sign up a public account first. Nothing wrong with that. You're still going to get 200 megabytes. And then later on, when you get back to your own PCs, you can sign up with your educational account. Right? So I'm giving you different options on what you can do. You can't get your Outlook. Okay, some of you will face a little bit of difficulty because your Outlook is not here or you can't get your webmail. Now, one other option I can give you, just for this particular workshop, create your public account, not necessarily your IMU account. You're still going to get 200 megabytes free anyway, right? And just use that. You can use that for the time being. Are we all there yet? Have you all created your Prezi account successfully? Yes? For those who just came in, yeah, I know you're a bit late. You missed the crucial part. Have you ever created your Prezi before? Yes? No? We've got two Prezi virgins here. Okay? Just like the rest of us. So what you do is go to prezi.com. Okay? The two of you will be able to help him. You whisper sweet nothings into their ears. Tell them where to go. They need to sign up an educational account. Okay? Because that's the free one. Right? To sign up an educational account, you need your email address, your IMU email address. Right. Let me continue. Let's go on to the next stage. The next stage is to create your first Prezi. Okay? Are we all ready? Are we all ready to make the journey? What I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to make Prezis, how to make mistakes, and then I'll go through the 3 earlier Prezis that I showed you on the do's and don'ts of Prezi. Okay? I want you to experience this first, then only go and I'll show you the do's and don'ts. All right? How do we create a Prezi? Now, I've got a Prezi screen up here. Can you see new Prezi? That's it. Tap that, and there you go. That's all. Okay? Now, what web browsers can you use? You can see that I'm using a Mac. I've often been accused to be a Mac lover. Not true. I use a lot of other computers at home. On a Mac, you can use Safari. On a PC, I tend to use Firefox. I've also used Internet Explorer before. I've not officially used Chrome yet, but you can try any of this, right? As long as it has got Flash installed on your browser, it should be safe to use a Prezi, okay? You must have Flash installed. So when I click New Presentation or New Prezi, what happens? It gives you this particular piece of information, and it tells me to create a template, okay? Now, just like PowerPoint, remember PowerPoint? What does PowerPoint want you to do when you first open a PowerPoint? Choose your template. Now, the template in Prezi is very different. Whereas a template in PowerPoint basically talks about this is the structure of your template, and this is the color, the theme, and scheme that you're going to see in every single slide. Prezi's template is different. Prezi's template is basically the canvas. When you work with Prezi, you basically work with a canvas. Think of it as a canvas. You're going to put your presentation on a canvas, and the only way you're presenting to your audience is you're zooming in and out of the canvas. So your template is the canvas. So choose wisely, right? There are many different types of templates here. You've got all the templates, professional, inspirational, photographic, and you saw earlier I made my own template. I put a photograph on the canvas and it became my template. You can also do that. Okay? So here, choose your own template. You can navigate, choose your favorite one, whichever one you like. I'm going to just choose a boring one. Right? Let's see something like this one. I'm going to choose this one. I double click it, right? And it should bring me to the template. And it's loading my template right now. Onto, you can choose whichever one you like. Okay, you can choose whichever one you like. And this is my template. Right? This is my template. Whichever template you choose, you will see a different template on your screen. Whether it's a blank one, whether it's a 3D one, whether it's an inspirational or photographic one, you'll get a different template. So yours may not look the same as mine, but the interface will be similar. Okay? The interface will be similar. So this is the template. Now, can you tell me how familiar this is with you? It just looks like a PowerPoint, doesn't it? You've got the menu on the top. You've got your slide views on the left-hand column, isn't it? But right here, basically, is your canvas. You work with your canvas. Now, how does this work? Have a look. We are now looking at so-called view number 1 or slide number 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click view number 2. Now, watch what happens. Watch what happens when I click view number 2. Can you see what happens? Now let's go back to view number 1. Go back to 2. Go to 3. Go to 4. And so on. Right? Can you see? What happens when you don't know where you are and you're about to burst into tears because you have no idea where you are? For example, I'm going to be totally ridiculous. And let's see. I want to... Oh, this is locked. That's why I can't do anything. Let's say I'm here. I don't know where I am. I'm about to cry. I'm about to burst into tears. Dr. Kang isn't around to help me. Who am I going to call? Thank you. You're the same age as I am then. Obviously not the Ghostbusters. If you take your cursor, bring it to the right-hand corner, can you see the icons that popped up? Can you see the little house button there? Tap that, because that will bring you home. Okay, who are you going to call? Call home. E.T. All right? E.T. likes to call home. So that's your home button or your overall canvas view button. So if you're ever lost, you have no idea where you are, you don't know where to navigate to, you need to find the big picture. Where's the big picture? Home is the big picture. Home will bring you back to the big picture. Got it? Easy? Now, once you spot that, now you can see, once you remove the cursor from there, it'll disappear. It pops on and off as you require it. Okay, so just because it disappears doesn't mean it's not there, it's hidden. So move your cursor to the right-hand corner, it'll appear again, and you can see that there's a zoom view, there's also a zoom out view. All right? So that is your Prezi. Okay? You want to go home? Just click home. And don't forget, if it doesn't work, it's probably because you've got your Prezi locked. This is locked. You've locked your canvas, you can't do anything. So you've got to unlock it first before it works. All right? Now, how do you work with the canvas? This is your first view. Obviously, here, if you notice that if you point your cursor to this, it just highlights it up. It says click to add title, just double click it. It'll bring up a menu, a sub menu. You can type whatever you want in there. And let's call this workshop for Prezi. And that's how you type. You fill in the title, right? You can change it from a title to subtitle to a body. You can change the font. You can change the color as well. This is white. If I want it to be shocking pink, and there's no shocking pink there, I can also do it, right? I can change it to red. How do I resize it? Very simple. Just tap on this once. Watch this. Tap on it once. Can you see there's a handle there? Hold the handle, tap on it, drag it up. So you can place it anywhere on the canvas. What if you want to resize it? Watch this again. Can you notice this corner? There are 4 corners here. Can you see when I mouse over that corner, it becomes a resize, right? It becomes a resize button. Drag it out. That's your resize. What if I were crazy and I wanted to change the horizon? Okay, watch this again. Right, here you have the resize button. If I pull it out, this is now a rotation button. Pull it there. And I've not only resized it, I've also changed its orientation with respect to the horizon. Okay, can you see that? See how easy it is to do this? All right. Again, if you want to push it up and down, select the hand, drag it. If the size appears a bit too big and you want to edit again, very simple, just double tap into it, right? Can you see this set of handles here? Click that, drag it in. Then you get a small space. If you want to have it in 2 lines, drag it in. You have 2 lines. Then you can drag this up here. Right? You can do anything with it. So now you've learned how to change the font, change the size, change the placement, as well as rotate its horizon. Okay? Yep. Here. Okay, let me show you again. How did I slant it? Again, bring your cursor to there, tap it once. Can you see the frame lines now appear? Go to the frame lines. The first frame line is a resized frame line. The second frame line, can you see the round one? Now it changes icon to this, which means rotate. So, rotate. There you are. How do I enter additional text? How do I enter additional text? Just now, that one, the frame lines were already there for me to enter the title. What if I wanted to enter a subtitle there, or any other titles? Simple. Go anywhere in the empty space, double click, 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 or double tap, and there you go. Again, let me show you. Go there, anywhere in the empty space, click, click, double tap, and you will open up a menu for you to type the next set of text. And you can type the text anywhere you like. Anywhere. So let me type another one. Today's date, for example, 11th, and it's September 2013. There you go. Font size, okay, watch. I'm going to show you font size. One way to deal with font size very simply is go to the corner, frame corner, resize. Okay? Zoom in, zoom out. Don't forget, it uses a ZUI, ZUI, Zoom User Interface. And how do you zoom? You drag in, drag out. Once you understand that concept, it becomes very easy. How do you yes, good question. It will show you guidelines, blue lines. Okay, watch this. Watch this, guys. It's Prem Kishore asked me, how do I ensure the text is the same size? Right? Now watch. Both these two texts are different sizes, correct? Would you agree to that? I want to make it the same size. So what do? I go here, I click, I drag it out. When it's the same size, it'll tell me. Can you see that? Can you see what just happened? It tells me we are the same size. Release. Did you get that? Did you see that? Was that not easy? How do I align text? Another question I usually get asked. Watch. How do I align text? Now watch this. I want to align left. Can you see what just happened? Pull, 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 pull. Can you see that? It's a line on the left. How do I align on the right? Well, this is in the middle. How do I align? Can you see that again? So that's how you align text. So the guides will pop up, right? The guides will pop up and it will assist you.
How to use superscript and subscript?
Superscript, subscript, sorry, not in there yet. Right, but there's a workaround. There's a workaround. So if you want subscript and superscript, that's the one thing I've been asking them, especially for chemical symbols. Impossible to have superscript and subscript, because in chemical symbols you've got superscript, subscript, and all sorts of things, isn't it? Unfortunately, you need to write it in a single line. So what I do is I create a separate text for the subscript and superscript. That's what I do. For the timing, that's the only workaround possible. Okay? Right? Otherwise, create it elsewhere, import it in as a PDF. Right? Then you get it as a picture. Okay? Was that easy? Do you now know how to input text? I'm going to go on for another 15-20 minutes, then I'll let you attack the food. Okay? All right? Oh, someone's already attacked the food. Because I need you to get an idea of all this before I release you to do your own thing.
Are you going to show us later how to bring in PDF?
No problem. I will do that. I will do that. I will do that. Okay? Right. So we've already filled up the title, the subtitle, you can put the names. It's easy, isn't it? So let's say now, how do we now fill in the first so-called slide? So this is your canvas. Where's your first slide? There. Let's navigate there. In this case, I've navigated here. Can you see? You've already got placeholders in there for you. Right? If there are placeholders, then all you got to do is just type the placeholder, delete the text there, call title 1. And if you hate that font, in which case I do, I'll just change it into this, right? Or this, whichever one I like. And if I want to type in text, this is text 1 followed by text 2. And in case you miss PowerPoint so much, because PowerPoint gives you the opportunity to put bullet points, and some of us lecture by bullet points, and I'm being sarcastic here, right? So what you can do, there are bullet points. Ta-da! All right? I hope you don't use that. Use it sparingly, please. Don't lecture using bullet points, because the way Prezi works is totally different. But if you want bullet points, go ahead. Do it there. All right, so this is my first slide. Okay, what about if I want to go to the second slide? Very simple. Just click there and go to the second slide. What if I wanted a slide between the first and the second one? All right, between here and here. What if I wanted another slide? How do I do that? It only gives me 2. I want to put in slides. How do I do that? There are multiple ways of doing that, and I'll show you at least 2. Right? First of all, can you see right at the bottom here, text only, image text, blank, or new frame? Can you see that? That's the way. You can't see that. I'm sorry, it's too low at the bottom, so you got to stand up to have a look at it. Right? I can't raise this up. It just happens to be there. Can you see that there? Right? Now click one of this. Say for example, I want text only frame. Watch, just watch. I'm going to click that. No, it's not doing that for me. Why is it not doing that for me? Oh, it's changing the frame for me. It's changing, sorry, the frame for me here. But there's another way to include another text, and that is, let me show you. Say for example, you want to create a frame. Now you know a slide can be a frame, isn't it? You're beginning to understand the concept here. So say for example, if I were to add a new frame, I'm going to choose this one, a rectangular frame. I just draw the bracket there. Say I want the bracket in here. Just drag. Oh dear, cannot save. Let's continue. Connection is lost. Why is it lost? No, stay on page. And do I have connection? I still have connection somehow. Nope, stay on page. Okay, what is it doing to me? This doesn't happen all the time, by the way. Okay, something just happened there in which it refused to save what I did just now. All right, now it's a good thing that this happened, because I can show you another thing. Can you see the diskette button up there? Hardly any one of us use a diskette nowadays, so I have no idea why they still use a diskette icon, but I suppose we still understand save. So that save button, every few minutes, just save it. As a matter of fact, Prezi saves it automatically for you. So most of the time, I don't save anything. I just let it go on. Every 2 minutes, it has an auto backup and save. When this happens, it's usually something between it and the internet that it didn't manage to save. Well, it would be good to save it on your own. Right? Let me just try to reload it. And it may want me to reload it again. And hopefully it saved most of the things for us. Okay, I need to give it a few more moments. Now, there are several ways of creating a new slide or new frame. One way is to click the icons at the bottom. Another way is to create a new frame and to set a new path. All right? I prefer to set a new frame and path. Although it sounds difficult, it's actually easier than it sounds. And I just need this to reload again before I can show you. Every time you draw a frame, remember that? It says draw a frame. You've got a bracket frame. You can have a circular frame. You can have a frame that's also invisible. These are the few shapes that it will allow you to draw. So you know your PowerPoint slides are usually in a particular frame or slide. So the same type, or sense is being used there. Once you create this, good, we're up. Let's go title 1. Right? So it's saved to that point for us. So anytime you want to save, just go there, click, and you can see it's saving in there. Right? And it tells you the time it's saved. But there's also an autosave that always goes on. So it's now saved at 12:50. The next few moments you'll see it's saved at a different time. So it's an autosave feature there. Now, here, say for example I want a new frame. Okay? A new slide. I'm just going to click draw bracket frame. Let's say I'm going to draw a frame within a frame. So that's your first frame. You can draw the second frame there. Okay? And can you see what happened automatically? As I drew the frame, it put in the next frame between 2 and 4, and that becomes your frame. Right? Now, let's do that again. Let's see that again. Let's see. Let's go back here. Right? Let's go to that frame. I want to make another slide. Watch again. I'm going here. Right? I'm going to draw a round frame now. I'm just going to click there. I'm drawing this frame, a frame within a frame, release, and it pops in there. So what do we have right now? We have the canvas, which is overall, your second slide, which is this larger frame, your third slide, which is the smaller one, and the fourth slide. And if you were sharp enough, you would have noticed that there were numbers. These are your numbers which indicate the sequence of frames that your viewer is going to view. How do I change that sequence? Very simple. If you mouse over it, it says double click to edit path. And I'm looking at the top. Can you see it's auto-saving right now? It's saving at 12:52. So every 2 minutes it will auto-save for you. So you shouldn't really worry. Now, I'm going to double click number 2. Well, I'm going to double click number 2 here. And can you see what now happens? It shows me the path. The path basically is how I travel from slide to slide. What if I want to change my sequence of slides? Very simple. All you need to do is just, if this is 4 and I don't want this to be 4, I want this to be 4. Well, it doesn't like that, so I'm going to just change it a bit here. Change this here, right? And then 4 goes here. Okay, you see, I've now changed the sequence. Drag your path to the object that you want. It's very simple. Just drag it to the object that you want. Now, what happens if I want to drop it down to a path, the path to an object that's not listed there? Okay, I'm going to show you something else. Let me just show you insert. Let's insert an image. Let's see. Search images on the web, say I am you. I don't know what I'm going to get, but I'll try. Let's see if it says it has a connection problem. So it's going to try again. Let me search it one more time. Yes, I do have a connection problem. I've lost Wi-Fi up here. Should be on. I'm going to turn off. And I'm going to turn on again. And let it find. Okay. Basically, what I wanted to show you is if you've got an object, you can set the object as a path as well. Just drag it down to the path. Let me try again. You've got your wish early. I'm now going to upload. I think this is a PDF. Yes, this is a PDF. You would have noticed this because this document actually went through Senate as well as Faculty Board earlier. I'm going to dump in basically a PDF or Word document. Now, how am I going to do that? I'm going to click Insert. Can you see from PDF and video? Here, click that there. It'll ask what PDF and what video. I've got it on the desktop. I think it's called Flip Classroom. It's this one here. It's a PDF, right? I'm going to open it. It's going to upload it. It's now uploading it there. It's processing. No, it's not working because I've lost internet again. The signals has just dropped. But what it will do is, until I get Wi-Fi, it's not going to work. Okay. What it will do, it is going to upload your PDF online to Prezi. It's going to process it again. It's going to then place it on your desktop. Let me try it once more. Something went wrong there. Let me now try to drag it this time. Okay, let's see whether this will work. It should work. Now, if you're going to import images, PDFs, and anything else, because this is the general topic, you're going to import some images. My recommendation is this: PDFs, yes, do so. Images, if it's JPEG, not so good. Not so good. It's actually like this. It depends. Sometimes it's like this, sometimes it's like that. Usually, I try to avoid JPEGs. And I'll explain to you why. If your image is in PNG, P-I-N-G, or PNG format, yes. All right, why do I say that? Very simple. Now, if it is PDF, PDF has been optimized by Adobe. So when you zoom in and out, it is not going to look jagged on your screen. Don't forget, in Prezi, it's a zooming interface. JPEGs has a major problem. If you study JPEGs as much as I do, right, it's basically a lossy compression format. A lossy compression format means that each time I open a JPEG and I close it, it changes. You can't see it, your eyes can't see it, but it changes, right? Because it opens it up and recompresses it again. So each time you open and close a JPEG file, you are losing data. You just can't see it. That's the problem. It's a lossy compression format. Ping, on the other hand, is a non-lossy compression format. Means as you open and close, it doesn't lose anything. Another format you may have heard is GIF or GIF. GIF is non-lossy as well, so it's okay to use. So that is why I avoid JPEG, because when you use JPEG, as you open and close it multiple times, the compression format will lose information, and hence you get jagged images. Right? You will get jagged images eventually. So for those of you who saved your wonderful family photos online or elsewhere, and you've opened and closed it multiple times, you are losing information. Problem is, you can't see it because you don't know. You have no idea what's happening in the background. But that is JPEG. That's the nature of JPEG. When you bring in JPEGs into Prezi, you can do that. Just don't zoom in too far, because the compression format will make sure that you lose edges. Now that's why I said I don't like JPEGs for Prezi. That doesn't mean you can't use it. If you've got a nice, beautiful, detailed diagram, you can use it. All right? But try it out. What I tend to do is, if I have a JPEG, is I convert it either to a PDF format or a PNG format. PNG. These are the two formats that I normally use. How do we do that? That's totally different workshop and seminar, because I need to use different tools to do that. So I tend to use PNG, I tend to use PDF. Now, it's already worked. Can you see that it's already loaded my PDFs down here? Can you see that there? Each page is different there. So say, for example, if I wanted to change the path, all right, I wanted to add a path. Can you see item 4 there? Can you see there's a plus sign? Drag the plus to here, and that becomes 5. Can you see the plus sign next to the 5th? Drag it there, bring it here, and this becomes 6. What if I want to reverse the sequence, 5 and 6? Oh, that's simple. I put the 6 there, I put the 5 over here, and I push the 6 back here. And there you are. Simple. All right. What if I wanted to add another path? All right, go here, make sure you got the 6, push it down here, and that's your 7th path. So you can add objects and make objects part of your path. Okay, got it? Now, how do I get out of the path? Now this is important because you'll miss it if you don't watch the screen now. Can you see the done button up here? Okay, click done, because that's the only way to get out of the path editing cycle. Click that and you'll get out, and you can now import in more objects. Right? Now what else can you do with Prezi? What else can you do? Now very simply, This button up here, I've already shown you how to draw brackets and frames, because brackets and frames are your default for your slides. You can also draw arrows, lines, or highlight if you want. Okay, you can highlight your text. You can draw arrows, very simple. I'm going to draw an arrow right now. Click draw arrow, and I'm just going to select the arrow. Okay, that's how I draw the arrow. Now watch, this is another nifty trick. Watch this. What if I wanted to edit the arrow? I release the arrow, I double click it, and I can make the arrow curve. Right? Again, click the object. Well, I'm getting out of it. Click the object once more. Right? I can change its path. If I go here, let's see, change the curve. Right? It's nifty. It's pretty simple. I don't like the color. I hate white. Today is not my white day. Change it then. Go to style. Right? Look at, oh, I love being green. There you are. But don't forget, in Prezi, you have limited number of colors. You can't have the rainbow colors. It will limit the number of colors based on the theme that you use. That's Prezi. What else can you import? Right? Let me go to this button. Image, you've already seen image. Right? How do you import image? Navigate to the image, or what I do is I put it on my desktop, I just drag it in. You can drag it in. It's pretty simple. Right? You can put in symbols and shapes. Many symbols and shapes there. You can add in diagrams. It's got its own diagramming in there. Right? Let me just show you. You can have process diagrams or many other styles of diagrams which you can bring in. It's already pre-installed templates for you. Right? I'm not going to choose one. You can also insert a YouTube video or background music. YouTube video. You've got a nice long video, introduction to how to remove the spinal cord of a mouse, for example. And you're giving a presentation to the students. Are you going to import it into Prezi? Yes, you can. How are you going to do it? Capture the video, upload it to YouTube. YouTube is free. Create an account there. Upload it to YouTube, then link the YouTube URL to your Prezi. And when the Prezi plays, the URL will, the YouTube will play as well. Very simple. What else can you do? Okay, PDFs, I've already shown you. Video. PowerPoints are the same as PDFs. As how I've shown you how to import PDFs, you can click PowerPoints, you navigate to your PowerPoint. I'm sure you would have prepared them before, and you just want to translate them into Prezi, just import them in. Okay? But there's a caveat. There's a caveat. Your PowerPoints will be imported most likely in the form of text and images. So if you have text, it'll import. Images, it'll import. Prezi seems to have problems with frames or tables. So you have a table within your PowerPoint. It's going to have a bit of difficulty in importing it. You have arrows, multiple arrows in your PowerPoint because you use the latest and greatest PowerPoint 2009, which has got features that nobody else can replicate. Prezi will have problem with that. Okay? So there's a caveat there. Not every single element in PowerPoint can be imported. Why? Because Microsoft isn't playing nice with Prezi. That's all. They didn't allow them to import every single API. That's all. But you'd get it there. If, on the other hand, if you really, absolutely, totally love your PowerPoint and you just want to Prezify it, very simple. Take your PowerPoint, publish it out as a PDF. You can print your PowerPoint as a PDF, convert your PowerPoint as PDF. So once it's a PDF, it's already locked. Then import the PDF into your Prezi. Problem solved, isn't it? So I'm giving you different options that I've learned and how to work around with it. So that is importing your PowerPoint. Now what else can you do? You can change themes as well. If you don't like this theme, you can select so many other themes to choose. Now select it wisely. Right? Select it wisely. Some themes don't work well. Say for example, I want to select the summer theme. It's going to change the background right now to a summer theme. It's going to take a while, so you might want to select on that. And that's the summer theme. Some color combinations are worse than others. So select wisely. Right? What I tend to do when I start off with a Prezi project, is I think what I need to do first. What is the talk about? Then I imagine what the canvas will be, because this is very important. Imagine the canvas in your mind's eye. How are you going to bring your audience through the canvas? Because it's not a PowerPoint. It's bringing them through the canvas. Then, based on the canvas, I choose the appropriate theme. Because once I've set this up, everything falls down in place very easily. Okay? And that's how to use a Prezi. Simple. Now, as I promised you, I was going to allow you to gnaw on the food because I'm sure you're all hungry right now. So I'm going to give you about 10-15 minutes to get the food, go back to your place. You can eat as I'm going on. All right? I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to grab the food. Then I'm going to show you the do's and don'ts of Prezi, which is the 3 earlier presentations that I showed the link, but I never went through with you. Can I do that? Okay. 10 minutes to get the food, and then come back to your place because I'm going to go through that. One of the things that some of the questions I had during the quick break we had just now is, what happens to the Prezi? Can I save it? Can I download it? What happens to the PDF or the presentation? Do I need to, what if only 2 of the slides are required? Okay, let me share with you the answers to these queries. The first question was, if I've got a 20-slide presentation, PowerPoint, and I only need 2 slides, what do? Simple. When you select download from PowerPoint, it gives you the option to select the slides you want or download the entire presentation. So you can do that. You can select that. And when you select 2, it will only download the 2 to Prezi for you. Okay? Similarly, with a PDF, say you've converted your PowerPoint to a PDF, and it's 20 slides, right? And you're going to download everything anyway. Okay, it doesn't matter. Download everything. It'll change every slide into a different element. So 20 elements get downloaded onto your Prezi canvas. But you only need 2. What do? You delete 18. You retain only the 2 that you want. Okay? So there are possible workarounds for that. Or in the first instance, you've got a PowerPoint, you just take the 2 slides out, you change the 2 slides into a PDF, and you import that. Then you don't have to delete anything, right? So there are many workarounds. How do we save the Prezi? Okay, I'm still talking because this one needs to load. You can see how long it loads. So next time if you ever come and do a presentation using Prezi to your students, come early. Give it time. You never know when technology might fail you because it's going to take some time to download those files, right? So how do we save the Prezi? Each time you create and edit a Prezi, it'll be saved online on the internet, right? In the cloud. The cloud is your account. If you've signed up with an educational account, your account gives you 500 megabytes, not more. If you want more, pay. What if you want to edit this Prezi at home at your convenience and you don't have an internet account? That's the paid version. The paid version allows you a desktop Prezi editor, which you can download and you can edit it on either a PC or a Mac. You can edit it separately. But that's usually a paid version. Nevertheless, if you're as cheapskate as I am, you can download the trial version for 30 days free of charge and try it out and see whether it works for you to determine whether this piece of software is useful for you. If you know at home that you have a lot of problems with internet, it's not going to be easy for you to get access to the internet, right? Then this may be an option, a good option for you, and you may have to pay for that option. Okay? Now, there was also another question, and that was, this is still downloading, about 1/3 remaining. And the other question was, what was it? What was your other question? I'm trying to recall.
Some 3 questions.
Can I save it was one. Can I save it on a thumb drive was your other question. I remember that now. Can I save it on a thumb drive? Yes, you can. All right, yes, you can. But there's a very big caveat. The caveat is the size is humongous. Right, what do I mean by humongous? Huge, big, titanic, gigantic. Why? When you save a Prezi onto your thumb drive, it downloads all the files that are required to run the Prezi both on a PC and a Mac. These files are basically flash-related files. It will assume that your PC or your Mac does not have a flash installation, so it downloads the entire flash installation for you. That would weigh in almost 100 megabytes alone. Okay? Almost 100 megabytes. Your presentation itself will be small. So if you've got a PowerPoint, it's a very small presentation. But because in a Prezi, a downloadable Prezi, it will have, you know, a lot of assistant files or associated files. That's why it's going to be big. Now, watch out. Because of the size of that file, 100 plus megabyte, it is not going to be easy to download it using our network. Yes, our network is fast, but the file servers from Prezi are slow. So I have, on average, taken up to an hour plus to download that file. Okay? Don't blame IT. Don't blame e-learning. It's got nothing to do with us. It just happens to be the server from their side is slow. So I've had a 100 megabyte presentation which I wanted to download onto a thumb drive as a backup in case the internet didn't work. I can do that. But give yourself time to do that. Don't start complaining that IT is useless, because it has very little to do with IT in this case. I've tried it and I can share this with you. But yes, have the backup. That backup will be very important in case things don't work out. Okay? Right. Now, this is still downloading. I think it's got about 20% left to download. Basically, the next two presentations here, and I strongly recommend that you have a look at it at your own time, because they basically share with us the do's and don'ts of Prezi. Now, the one thing that Prezi has, and it's very different compared to PowerPoint, is that it's a zooming interface. With a zooming interface, it's very easy for you all to get, or for us to get very awed by Prezi, because wow, I can zoom in, I can zoom out, I can do flips and turns, I can tumble around, okay? I've got lots of animations to show my viewers, my audience. Use that as little as possible, because the more you tumble around, the more you're going to make your audience nauseous. And if your audience go, that's not my fault, that's your fault. Okay? You can get pretty nauseous watching things rotate on screen. So use that sparingly. As a matter of fact, if your audience feels nauseous watching your presentation, my recommendation is tell them to close their eyes for a few seconds. Just get rid of the view. Okay? Just close your eyes and look back at the screen when you are comfortable. That's what I tell my students if they are not used to it. Okay? Because it can be particularly nauseous when you watch Prezi. Now it's still taking a few more moments to download this. I'm not sure where it's going, but I'm going to show you this one on the other hand. This one seems to be ready. Now, here's another presentation about how to create a great Prezi. I recommend you to look at it in your own time. If you use Prezi and you want to present it to your students, very simple, go log in, find your slides, get to your slides. You can see how you navigate. There's the left button and the right button here. You can also, for example, enlarge the screen, okay, with this button. Full screen is this button here. Now I've got full screen, all right? If you want the screen to play like a kiosk, which means autoplay, tap this play button there, and you can set it off for a 4-second delay. And it will play automatically. Look, hands off. My hands are here. And it will go automatically. So you can use this as a kiosk, right? And this is a Prezi that someone has created. Let's say we stop this. Let's stop this. Let's see, how do I stop this? I turn that one off. Okay, autoplay stop. Let's say I don't like this slide. I want to jump to the slide which is somewhere down here. I want to navigate ahead. What do? Bring the cursor down. Now some of you at the back may have to stand up because you may not see this if you're sitting down. Can you see the timeline and the scrub button here? Can you see the scrub button here, the one in blue? Just drag. Spot the slide you want, release. Whoop, there. And it'll zoom there for you. Okay? Can you see how easy it is? If you don't know where you are, bring it down, go down here. It will then tell you where you are. Drag. Oops, that's actually where I want it to be. Release. There you go. If I want to navigate slide by slide, use the arrow button, click, go forward, or click backwards to go backwards. Very simple. How to get out of the full screen? Escape. Escape. Use all button for escaping anything except from your executive dean. Oh dear, is this being recorded again? Okay, too bad we can't escape from our executive dean using the escape button. Now, so what else can we do? How many of you have got iPads? Raise your hands. iPad lovers, yes, you are in luck because there is what we call Prezi for iPad. And it's free. I'm going to switch screens now. I'm going to close this one off. Just give me a moment. Right? I'm going to go into my iPad. It's going to take a few seconds to detect. It's detecting. That's my screen. You'll see the Prezi icon there. If you don't have it there, it means you haven't downloaded it yet. Go to the iTunes store, find Prezi for iPad. There are two Prezi versions. Prezi for iPad, Prezi for this iPhone. Unfortunately, you can't present using your iPhone. I've tried. It won't work. It only works on the iPad. So you need to go to here, turn on Prezi, and that's how it looks like. I've already downloaded some of my slides here, right? It tells me what's online on Prezi.com, okay? It also tells me what's on my iPad. If I tap this here, that's on my iPad, right? I can navigate to wherever I want, right? I can go to this. For example, this is one that Vishnu and I delivered in Prague, right? And you can navigate it there, right? Same thing. What if I wanted to edit it on the iPad? Yes, you can. That's the advantage. Say, for example, I want to change this title. Tap that there. Okay. Wait, hold on. I need to tap that. It's not allowing me right now, but okay, it won't allow me because I'm connected to the screen. I have to disconnect myself from the projector and it'll allow me to edit because right now it's on a presentation mode. It refuses to get out of presentation mode. You can edit minor edits of your presentation on iPad. So you can do that. All right? So it's very, very versatile. It's rather versatile. Is there a Prezi for the Android tablets? I don't know. I've not really checked. So I don't know. I can't give you an immediate answer on that. Okay? Now, let me go back to this particular screen. Okay, let's detect. See, it's still stuck there. Never mind. Let me bring you here. What I want to do is I just want to show you a few slides from here. Hello? Now, go through these slides because these are very important. Don't navigate too fast because if you navigate too fast, you get your students ending up with motion sickness. And you can begin to see that there, right? Unless you're totally immune to it. So don't navigate too fast. Don't tumble all over as well. Because you could see you can hide things in here. This is a good example. This is a good slide, a meeting slide. You've actually hidden some notes in here. What I would recommend you to do is when you're creating a presentation in Prezi, always think of a big picture. Whenever you're presenting anything, use the canvas for a macro picture because you can zoom in and out. Show them the macro picture, then zoom in to show them the micro picture. Because the macro picture is great to show students where the connectivity is, prior learning is, or where you're going to go to. You can use it like a mind map as well. Right? It's like in mind map, you zoom in and out of your connections. So that's how you need to use Prezi. So before I end today's topic, I just want to bring you back to this particular slide of mine. And as usual, navigate back to the home screen to show you that if you need to access this, please go to this particular URL in which you'll find this slide. It's a public slide, right? And you can go to these URLs in which you can find the additional presentations. One last thing. What if I wanted to create a Prezi and I don't want the whole world to know about it? It's my porn Prezi. It's got all my favorite porn actors and actresses there. Not me, my alter ego. Okay? I don't want the world to know that I'm into such things. Can I hide it? Yes, you can. Just hide it. Don't make it public. Because in your Prezis, right, let me just show you how. Okay, this is my Prezi. I need to navigate. Can you see this one is hidden? This is hidden. You just go here. You need to go to your share. Share Prezi. Now, you can set it as hidden, you can set it as private. Private, only you and who else you want to be able to edit it can edit it. And that's the advantage. If I'm going to work with you and we're working together on a Prezi, I can give you that link and both of us can independently work on it together. Right? It's possible to do that. You can also make it hidden, which means it's not searchable. Only you know where it is. Right? You can make it public, which means everyone can see it. Or you can make it reusable because you've got objects which you want to reuse or you would allow others to reuse from time to time. So there are 4 different categories that you can convert your Prezis to. So if it's hidden or private, it's absolutely invisible to anyone. Okay, so it's possible to do that. All right? So this is where I would like to end the workshop. I hope you benefited from it. I hope you've also learned the rudiments on how to use a Prezi, which is basically quite simple, very simple, once you understand how to use its interface. All right? I hope you understand, and I hope you don't go overboard in using Prezi and putting in too much animations. The worst thing about Prezi is putting on a slide and forgetting where you hid it. I did that to myself. I've hidden a slide and I couldn't find it later on. All right? So don't do that. Don't do what I did in my earlier days. Make sure you can find it because you can hide lots of things in your canvas. Okay?